You know what? Before we get into the meat and potatoes and shit, like, yo, um, if you don't eat pork and your partner eats pork, would you be okay with like, would you want them to stop eating pork?
Uh,
Uh,
okay.
I mean, it's pork,
So
so go ahead,
I
go ahead.
mean, I had an ex, and he was Muslim, supposedly, and he
The shade.
um he didn't eat pork, and he did not like that I ate pork. But I used to eat ham, sparingly. But his thing was, if you eat swine lips, he said, and I quote, "Lips that touch swine will never touch mine." And I'm like, okay, but he definitely did kiss me, and we were in fact intimate, but
Mm.
it's like it was on a conditional basis, like when he remembered that he was Muslim, so it depended, you know what I'm saying?
It depended. Okay, I like that.
Yep.
Yeah. I would add that, well, this is an example that I have, my mom and my stepfather. My stepfather is vegetarian, has been vegetarian for like eons, and he ventures into doing the vegan thing. He's trying to venture into being vegan. My mom is not like that at
Mm.
all. Not at all, but they make it work. And it's, been no problem. I feel like people can make it work, and they don't have to pressure each other to change. But
Mm.
everybody relationship is different, and their style of having a relationship is different as well too. But people would do like two different diets. Those people could, be married, happy, no problem.
So then, could you date somebody that ate? If you don't eat pork, would you want your significant other to stop eating pork?
No, I wouldn't put that restraint on them. I wouldn't expect them to change that for me.
Okay.
That's just me.
Okay.
And then I have the example of like my parents. So I see that that can work for years on end. So it's
But
like
but you aren't your parents, right? You are your own individual. You with your own set of life, and that was great when you was growing up. But so no. All right, let's move it around real quick then, cause you eat lamb. But don't boom.
crazy enough, it took me a while to eat lamb, but yes, I eat lamb.
What does lamb stand for too? By the way, quickly.
It's this lamb. I just like the fact that it's separated by periods.
Yo,
So, yeah.
black people will
Yes.
acronym
Yes.
some stuff for no reason. Memphis, what up, Memphis? I got my guy Memphis on Instagram. Memphis, what's happening with you, beloved? Could you stop? If you wasn't eating pork, would you want your significant other to stop eating pork?
Nah, it's not a biggie for me.
It's
I'm
not a
not,
biggie.
I mean, I eat, I don't eat pork. My lady, I cook pork for her and everything like that. But you know what I'm saying? I just came here to show love. Like, everybody that understands me and understand who my guy is, Broadway, you know what I mean? I just want to say, beloved, blessing to your opening this week. Sorry I can't be there. I got to work. But at
Oh
the
man,
same time, my guy, you know what the family is. You know what it is.
I do.
Blessings to you. And I swear I came here to show love and give you flowers while you're here, my guy.
Well, then just stay right there for a second because we're gonna talk about that real
Okay.
quick. And thank you for that, Memphis. Um,
Yeah.
um, so let me go one more time. DWI, let me tap in with you. D, if you didn't eat pork and your significant other ate pork, would you want them to stop? Would you want her to stop?
Yeah. The fuck?
The fuck?
Not the
Damn,
fuck.
Yo,
the
we
fuck.
we didn't even start the
Oh my
pod yet, and I
god.
asked,
Oh, I forgot
yo,
you did
what's
say the clean
happening?
version. What the hell?
I don't even think people that don't eat
Yo.
pork realize, but it'll turn your stomach. Like, I don't even want it contaminating my
Oh
pan.
yeah, we ain't start. He going
All
Mm-mm.
right. So was that it, Broadway? Was that the question? I'm sorry. I didn't mean to curse. I was
It's
just trying to be
okay.
toxic too
No,
early, too
it's
soon. You're gone too far, DWI.
You're gone too far, DWI. Listen, all right, cool. So let's do this. Everybody, please, mic up for a second, mute up for a second, run to the top, hit that link, and hit that like button. Show your social currency. Let's be giants. Welcome back to another episode of Live on Broadway Podcast. Greetings and salutations to you all. Welcome back to another episode of Live on Broadway Podcast, where the situations matter more than the relationships. Perspectives will be respected by everybody. And if this is your first time tapping in, don't be easily threatened or angered, because much like you, every giant here first started off as a perfect stranger. We ask everybody tap in and get in tune with what we doing on Live on Broadway Podcast by way of YouTube, Broadway the Giant, or Live on Broadway Podcast. Tap in with us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and everywhere else podcasts are available. Live on Broadway Podcast. You see the vibes and what's happening below the screen. We are streaming live on YouTube. If you want to watch us and see the way we're intended to be seen and recognized, tap in and hit that link and add your social currency by hitting that link, by hitting that like button. Thank you, and thank you. We got some things that go on. It feels good when I'm able to get back into my natural habitat and bust it up with the Giants. We got Queen Allison in the room and in the building. Let me put some respect on them before we go out in a blaze of glory. I got my man Memphis all the way from Chicago, Windy City, tapping in with us, of course. I got my guy DWI Music. You hear me? I got listen, Storm sitting up there, sitting pretty and all that. You understand me? Resting her femininity. You get what I'm saying? Shout out to you, Storm. I see you.
Make it make sense.
Shout out to Sin, a real one. We got C in here, Thotty. Y'all know the vibes. Mr. Diggum. I don't even like this new name, my guy. I don't like it. But what up, though, Diggum? What's happening with you, Lamb? We got the Giants in effect. We got Angel. We got Luna. We got Carlito. We got my guy Big David from the group home. My guy Sean right on time. Respectfully put some rounds of applause on him. And PTR. Y'all know the vibes, what we came here to do tonight. And before we jump in our bag and start talking about these topics, thank you for that, Memphis, for pulling up tonight and giving us our flowers, man. I appreciate that, man, because it's bigger than what I'm doing. It's something bigger than myself, because it's not just me. You know, I got a whole team behind me. Shout out to my lady. Put some respect on her name. Shout out to my guy, Big Rod. Y'all know these people, but I'm going to introduce y'all on this Saturday, May 13th. Shout out to my guy, DWI. Shout out to my guy, K Boogie. I believe in giving my Giants Day flowers because I know I'm the face of all this, and a lot of people are coming out on September. Why am I in September and we in May? May 13th. May 13th. We are doing our official grand opening. I got some name drops to get out my system, and I'm letting them go tonight. I ain't playing with it. I got some shit going on with my mouth pause, and I can't figure it out. Some shit. Anyway, listen, I got some big news to tell y'all about. So y'all already know the grand opening is happening this Saturday, right? May 13th, right? What I don't know is that we're going to be joined and hosted by the amazing Atlanta's own Mario DeMario Andre. Y'all know we going to be dressed in our fashions best, front row like we at the Knicks game, because yes, there will be a fashion show. Don't play with it. There's going to be a red carpet. If you have any doubt in your mind on what to wear, don't doubt it at all. Put it on or take it off. The fuck? I mean, the buck? Make it make sense. You get what I'm saying? Come dressed in your best. You get me? We not playing no games red carpet. You might get pulled off the red carpet to be interviewed and want to know what you wearing. Okay? And listen, I'm cut from old school. I come from old school. I max brand names with non-brand names. I'll max some H&M with some Celine. I'll max some Chanel with some Zara. I mix it all up and give you Broadway. You get what I'm saying? So don't feel pressured to have to be name brand and looking like one of the cast members of Power Ghost book with Tyreek in them. In every scene they got on something name brand. Don't feel no pressure like that. But what I am saying is that, ladies, put it on. Fellas, don't hold off. Don't wait till it's too late. You get what I'm saying? Make sure you got that ish on. My sister Tahiri Jose will be in the building hosting with us. DJ Drewski will be in the building. We piping up in rare form. We ain't playing with it. Vanilla Sky's event space is grand opening May 13th, Saturday. God damn it. Hey! I know my drops are obnoxiously loud, but it's just how I'm feeling tonight. You get me? DJ Nyla will be in the building. She's getting busy. I'm not playing with them. They got me messed up, D. They think Vanilla Sky's event space is gonna hold back any punches. I'll assure you we certainly won't. Now, I'm proud to say this name, right? And you guys are gonna understand why if you aren't familiar with it when you come. We got 3 DJs and I named 2 of them. We got 2 hosts and I named both of them already. Shit, D, I might have to take my shirt off on this one. I ain't gonna hold you. Listen, babe, we'll fight that night. Hello? Make it make sense. DJ Swerve will be in the building. And more to be announced. Vanilla Sky's grand opening, New York tri-state area. If you in the area, tap in with us. Pull up and don't hold nothing back. Throw all your punches. Come out in rare form. I promise you it's going to be a good time. We got a fashion show. We got designers. We got swimsuits. We got models. This ain't just happened by accident. We've been putting this together for the last few months. It's looking immaculate in there. You get what I'm saying? Every day I'm in there, I marvel over it. Because it started from ground one. If you follow me on Instagram, you'll see the way it started and you get a sense to appreciate where it came from to where it's at now. We built it all from the ground up. Nothing that's there was there before. D, you know. Allison, you caught a sneak peek. Oh, DeMario's on my Instagram. What up, though, King? He's hosting. Yes, he will be there, the stylist. Yeah, celebrity stylist. Yeah, he gonna have that shit on, too. You get me flying all the way up from Atlanta. Wake it up. I'm sorry, we're gonna get to the topics in a moment. But this our grand opening, and we ain't playing with it. You get what I'm saying? Shout out to my lady for building an amazing website. She ain't playing. You get what I'm saying? Make sure you go to Vanilla Skies JC for Jersey City. Vanilla Skies SKIES. Vanilla Skies JC on Instagram. Follow us. Tap in with it. You get what I'm saying? You got a bar mitzvah. You want it to happen? We can happen. We can make it happen. You got a wedding and reception? Yeah, we do that too. Hello, you want to do a podcast? Come on, you know I'm King Podcast. How can it not? And I'm rolling with the Podfather, so anything that wants to be happening is going to happen. You get what I'm saying? You off your mic. What up, King?
Saying, wake it up. You're going to be in the building.
You get what I'm saying?
Drinking and not thinking.
You get what I'm saying? David, I see you got your tickets. I see it. Don't wait till it's too late. RSVP now. Matter of fact, Allison, for the next 15, 30 minutes, put the RSVP link up there so the Giants can tap in. You in the New York tri-state area. Let me check this here, right? If you can travel from the Bronx to Brooklyn, you can make it out to Jersey, Jersey City, right? Journal Square section. Take the path to Journal Square. We right down the block. What's happening? 5-10 minute walk, 3-minute Uber. What's happening? Don't be startled and taken aback by Jersey. We outside with it, but let's do what we can. I mean, what's happening? VanillaSkiesJC.com. Tap in with us. I appreciate all the love and everybody that's been pouring into myself. And I then relay that same message to my contractors, to all my people that's helped us build this, to my lady. I pour all the love back into them. I know you guys see me front face of it all and whatnot, but I assure you, it's not just me. I got a team that I tastefully put together because as you're aware of, nothing just happens by way of yourself, and I would be remiss if I didn't make mention of you guys that tap in with us and pour into me every Monday when we do this podcast. You get me? We getting back to the natural swing of things. D, when D was outside busting, I had the podcast going. I had the studio going crazy. We was in there with about 30, 40 people in a space that could only. We was in there looking like sardines in a can, weren't we, D?
That's a fact.
So it's getting right back to the swing of things. We inviting you guys out, and we got a special announcement, but I'm gonna hold that one for the night of. But anything, I'm opening the mic up for you guys real quick before we get into these topics. I'm gonna start with you, Memphis. Tap in with me, King.
Yo, I'm like I said, man, I'm proud of you, bro. You come a long way. Like we've been rocking for a minute. So real talk. Support the king, man. Support your brothers. Support black people, period, man. We all can do it by ourselves. We don't really need nobody else. We can just love each other and love ourselves. And listen, it shows that we can do a lot of shit by ourselves. My bad. But blessings to you, man. Blessings to you, man. Like, real talk. Hey, I'm just proud, my guy.
and
he had bottles and models, my nigga.
and last but not least, last person I shout out should have been the first person. Don't blame it on my mind, don't blame it on my heart. This wouldn't have been possible had it not been for God. Okay? So let's turn up. Let's get into the swing of things, and let's do what we came here to do in pod. Live on Broadway podcast. Y'all know the vibes. And yes, we will be podding very, very soon from the new location from Vanilla Skies. We just tweaking little things. You know, I got D on the hotline. You know, I'm blowing his phone up about BNH stuff. So because we want it to be real official. We don't want to hold no punches when you guys see what we doing on that side. So listen, I have a question. And the question is, and respectfully, I'm gonna start with you, Memphis, because I got you on Instagram. Then I'm gonna throw it to Clubhouse. The question is marriage. Do you believe in marrying your best friend?
That's funny that you asked that. Like, no, I don't have it. I don't have a problem with it. Like my lady that I have now is my best friend. Like real talk. This is where we get mixed up and get the signals crossed. Because why not have your best friend? 9 times out of 10, you think more about the wrong or the right that you want to do to your best friend. You always thinking about conversating or telling them, or the first thing come to your mind or whatever happened in your day, you tell your best friend. So why wouldn't that be your mate? Like, real talk, your mate knows everything about you, then nobody can infiltrate your friendship. Nobody can infiltrate your relationship.
Yeah.
That's how I feel. And I just got like this 2 years ago, because you know who I used to be.
He a changed man. Look at the range, man. He got a whole new game plan. Oh, man. Let's go to Storm. Storm, do you believe in marrying? Would you believe in marrying your best friend? What are some of the pros and cons of that, if there's any?
Good night. If there's any,
Oh my God.
if there's any
Nobody's
pros,
West Indian. Yo, why do you say good night? It's good evening. You're
but
not
why you?
going to sleep.
But why I have to get beat up every time you talk to me?
All right, all right, all right. I digress. It's just I miss you, Storm, and this is
Good.
my way of loving on you,
All
Queen.
right, all right. I miss you too, Broadway. Good night.
Got us all about to go to sleep. But answer the question. What you said?
All right. So what was the question? I heard you call Storm, and then I was. You said,
So it's simple, right? Your best friend, your significant other. Do you believe in marrying your best friend, or does your best friend have to be someone outside of your relationship?
do I believe in marriage? If yeah, if you have that type of chemistry, if you, I don't see anything. I think that would make a really good relationship because a big part of being in a relationship is being good friends with your significant. So if you have both the best of both worlds, I don't see anything wrong with it.
Mm. Mm. Okay. Okay. Anybody object to marrying their best friend? Anybody? Is there anything you did, like? What does your best friend look like, Luna?
Well, for me, I mean, my best friend is kind, and you know what? I'm just gonna put it all the way back. My best friend is somebody that I feel safe with,
Mm.
and that is the most important thing for me, is to be able to feel safe with. But best friends do not is not and are not acquired overnight. So it takes time to forge that relationship and to carve it in there and to really say this is my best friend. A lot of times when we vet our best friend, it's literally after years or struggles or some things that we went through, so we can really say they are there for me. Oftentimes when we meet our partner, we don't know whether or not they're actually capable of going through the trenches with us, because we just jump to it off of a feeling more than we do off of really vetting that individual. So yes, I definitely want to marry my best friend.
Wake that up. Sean, my guy sits casually on mute. He sits back like he's sipping Java. You know, I actually love when you join us, King, because there's a lot of wisdom, there's a lot of playful banter, and not only myself, but I know the people enjoy your commentary. Beloved, quickly. You know what? Stay cute on mute, beloved. David, let me go to you, because let me come back to Sean.
Good
David.
choice. Good. What's up? What's up?
What's up?
Oh, when I think of this best friend stuff, it reminds me of the great movie Love and Basketball with Omar Epps and Sanaa Lathan. Yeah, if you guys remember, they were friends. They're like, high school friends, and he wasn't really feeling her like that because he was more into the Model S chicks. I think he made it to the league. He had money. So he was like, he was looking for the more glamorous thing, I guess, so to speak. But when it comes down to it, you really want someone that's in your corner, someone you're compatible with. And she loved basketball just like he did. And, that was one of the most beautiful scenes in the movie, man. I'll even admit I get a little teary-eyed when I see that scene when he said, "I'll play you for your heart."
Mm.
It's powerful, bro. It's
Yeah.
powerful. Compatibility is a word for me. Like, I love that, me and my partner have hip hop in common. We both Latino Americans. Like, we got like that immigrant experience. Yeah, our parents, my grandparents and our parents, like the dominant language is Spanish and that whole immigrant thing. And we're both professionals, and it helps. It helps because we know what it's like working in the corporate world, and and just so I do think compatibility. If you have a best friend that you have those traits with, it makes things better. It makes the hard days a little easier. So yeah, there's nothing wrong with marrying your best friend.
I know that's right, girl.
I love it. I love it. I love it. I love that you found your other half, David. It looks good on you. You even shine brighter, beloved. So let's do this. Let's play a clip. Have anybody seen Malcolm and Martin? I mean, Malcolm and Marie. Hello.
That movie
I
is
have.
toxic.
Okay. So somewhere lingering in the back of your mind, just remember Broadway said this somewhere midway through the podcast. Okay. So I'm gonna play this clip, and I want to get you guys' POV on it, and we're gonna talk about a thing or two live on Broadway podcast. Check it out.
People always say, I want to marry my best friend.
Yeah.
They always say that. Oh, I hope I find someone. I want to marry my best friend. But they don't talk to their spouse or their significant other.
They don't treat them like their best friend.
Like they're their best friend. You can tell your best friend, damn, I saw a girl in the mall, man, I almost jumped on her back, right? Or, you know,
What
girl.
he would tell me. He would be riding in the car and he'd be like, hey, I need you to take your wife hat off and put your best friend hat on, please, because there was some yoga pants in the gym today that I'd be like,
Yoga Palooza up in there. I'm like,
let me have it.
I'm on the treadmill like, oh, Lord, this got a whole row of Lululemons. Right? But look, the fact that we can have those I'm not trying to be disrespectful.
No, he's never been disrespectful.
Right? And I'm not trying to create an environment where I don't value her as my wife and as a woman. But I want to be able to talk to her about urges. I want her to be able to talk to me about urges because they exist.
They absolutely do.
If you think that your significant other doesn't have urges, you tripping. And ignoring them
just builds them and builds them and builds them. If you don't create this environment where you can be open and honest with your spouse.
So let's freeze frame right there, right? Because there's a lot to be played there, right? What up, though, DJ? What's happening with you?
Hey, what's up? I can't, that, but it's dark in here. Oh, there's better. My computer.
There you go. So the question that we're speaking about and topic we're speaking about tonight is the topic of discussion in every nail shop. The price of the price you pay for marrying your best friend. Do we want to marry our best friend? Like truly marry our best friend? Because I know I don't have some conversations with my best friend that I'm not sure my significant other best friend is okay with accepting, like the gentleman said in the clip, right? So I guess what I'm saying is would you be okay with that level of openness of, yo, your significant other see shorty in the gym, she got those TikTok leggings on, and he goes, babe, I need you to take your significant other hat off, and I was having the moment, and she was bad, and she was doing the lunges and the squats, and then she did this new thing where the leg was just going up and back like this. And would you be okay with that level of transparency from your best friend that we all say we want? So I'm going to give it to you first, Queen, and then I'm going to spread the wealth.
Okay. So I will say, as a woman of God and a child of God, I don't want a relationship that's not built on the rock. So I think that all that me and my significant other should have is respect for each other, transparency, and honest and vulnerability with each other.
Sure.
To an extent. I do not want to marry my best friend. I want to marry somebody suitable for me. Suitability outlasts compatibility. In a relationship,
suitability outlasts compatibility. Break that down for us, sis, because we slow. We ain't make all the classes on the days that you went. So I need you to dumb it down, make it plain.
So, okay, I pulled it up for you. The common synonym of suitable is appropriate. Fitting, it fits. Neat and proper. So basically, I want him to be suitable for my life, not compatible. Compatibility is what friends have.
Okay.
But suitability is what I make you better, you make me better, but we fit. We should not, people should not look for compatibility. I heard the gentleman a second ago say, well, you know, I like that. We're both Latin. We both this, we both that. There was a question that was posed, would you marry yourself? I would marry myself because I don't want nobody like me. My daughter.
Talk about it.
My daughter is a teenager. She looks for friends that are compatible. That's child's play. That's child's play. I can't grow you if we're just alike. You can't grow me if we like the same thing. What's exciting if we're eating the same lasagna every day?
So when you cook, you make him something different from what you make for yourself?
No, but what I'm saying is, compatibility and best friends are like this. If we're home, me and you are best friends, right? We're homies. We're not in a relationship. I'm cooking tacos. Cool. Right? You're my best friend. You're coming over, making tacos. Cool.
Sure, love me some taco.
But suitability and a foundation is, baby, what you got taste for tonight? Well, you know what? I'm really in the mood. I feel like I ate a lot of red meat in the last couple weeks. I want to eat some seafood. Okay. Well, I'm not really in the mood for it, but I got you because you found a partner that you know can compromise with you. That's not what I want, but because I know how to compromise and suitably fit you, it's still foundational, so it'll function. Now, compatibility leads to hurt
because y'all too much alike.
Yep.
Talk about it.
Because you should not. I want you to be you're first of all, man and woman. We are not the same. We are not the same. There's certain things that might happen personally that you can know about, but then there's certain things I want to talk with my best friend about. You don't want, it's a way to be married or in a foundational relationship, functionable a relationship, and be happy together. There's a way to do that, but it's not your best friend.
Now let me ask you a question.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
I'm going to ask it.
Okay.
The question is, now, if he's sharing these urges and these things with someone else, right? His best friend, because you're not her, right? Y'all are suitable but not compatible, right? You guys are in it for the long haul, not the short one. The long haul, not the U-haul. And but the same thing that you're saying in the conversations that you feel more comfortable with having with your best friend, is it because you don't is it because you don't feel as though your man is capable of handling those conversations? And furthermore, one more. Would you the energy that you give towards your best friend, so do your best friends know things that your significant other doesn't? Because y'all suitable, but y'all not compatible.
Right.
I yield to you.
So compatibility and best friends on a forefront, no. My best friend knows different than my man. Okay. So, and I'm going to tell you why. Because I'm going to give you an example of my ex-boyfriend. 7 years ago, we got engaged. I was a better woman to him because I had a best friend, and he was not my best friend. And so I wasn't a murmurer. I wasn't a complainer. I wasn't murmuring to him. I wasn't complaining to him. The small things that got on my nerves, I can get it off my chest to her. It wasn't important enough. But if it's important, then yes, he knows. But the nicky nacky, ticky tacky things, y'all don't want to hear all that shit.
But wait, because I could make a strong argument as to that's probably why it didn't last the time that it was supposed to, because he wasn't your best.
That's not why.
So wait, but hold on, right? But hold
That's
on.
not why.
Hold on, right? Because we all say, and I'm gonna share the wealth in a second. I'm coming around to you guys, or I'm gonna give you guys the same respect. So DJ Diabolical, right? Am I saying it right?
DJ La Bonita.
La Bonita, get it right, Broadway.
Diabolical.
I don't know. I saw B. I saw La Bonita, right? So
Diabolical.
I don't. Is it right? So
you ain't my best friend.
Clearly. So my thing is, a lot of times we say we because what you're saying is echoing this same sentiment, right? I'm your parent. I'm not your friend, right? That's
okay.
That's what we hear. That's what. Sorry, that's what we hear. That's what our parent. That's my energy, you know.
Okay.
So my thing is, cool. You want a significant other. You don't want him to be your best friend, because how you give it up in a conversation that you have with your best friend, it sounds different than those that you have with your significant other, right? But now I pose this interesting question to you. Are you okay with him not having conversations with you about certain things?
I am.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that two people need other outlets. I think that whether it's a counselor, your guy friends, I don't think that everything needs, y'all should not listen to everything, sit up and listen to everything a woman says. That is just real, it gets real sticky and weird. I think that it is possible to have a full-fledged relationship and be happy, but yet I share certain things with my best friend. You share certain things. As long as it's not detrimental nor deceptive. These are not detrimental or deceptive things you're sharing with your best friend. But see, the problem with best friend is it's it's used loosely. 70% of people break up and divorce in the world. So let me tell you what a best friend is. Your closest friend. So what happens when you divorce? Now you just use the word loosely for no reason. The word vanishes now, right? No longer your best friend because y'all divorced.
Well, see, so here's the thing, right? I think two things can be true in this, right? I think you can and you should be able to share candid things with your significant other, your best friend, and have that be received well, right? Because the thing is what we do a lot of times is we say, I don't want to share certain things with my significant other, right? And then what ends up happening is you say that, you end up saying, you don't really know me. Yes, you're right. I don't know you because you don't share certain things with me. Right? So I can't expect, and I said this on the last podcast, expect what you inspect, right? So if I can't inspect you, I can't expect to know you. Right? So inside of that little tidbit, I'm cool with respecting how you choose to navigate, the realm of being a significant other and being suitable and not compatible. I love that, right? But I think both can be true. I think you can be suitable and compatible. I think
you have to be compatible to connect, right? So there's certain, but compatibility doesn't mean we like the same team. We like the same food. We're both Black. We're both Latin. We're both this. We're both that. It's not those. My compatibility is spiritual connection.
Sure. I'm rolling.
So
but that's not where the bus stops, right?
Right. So I like how your temperament is like mine. We're compatible there. We respond and we're good listeners, like those type of things you can be compatible at. But I think that two people can grow to be great friends and to build a bond together. but I still do not. I don't want my best friend. Oh God, no.
Okay. Okay, let's share the wealth. Giants, Clubhouse, on the comments of Instagram, YouTube. How y'all feel about what she said? DJ La Bonita. Listen, I won't ever mess it up again. I promise you that much. How y'all feel about it? Tap in with me. We got Sin in here. We got Dave. We got Luna. We got Storm Allison. We got Thotty Lamb. Talk to me. Dig'em, talk to me. How y'all guys feel about what she just said?
I would agree a bit. Like, your mate can be your best friend. That's a beautiful thing. But I
Sure.
also feel like your mate doesn't have to be your only best friend, right?
Sure.
And it's great to have like best friends outside of your relationship. Like, good, solid one or two, three, whatever the case may be. And it can enrich your relationship. So I know the woman mentioned that earlier, how having a best friend made her like better in her relationship with her mate. That's totally something I agree with. So can you discuss every single thing? Like, when girls talk, I don't want to talk to my man like I talk with one of my girls. It's certain things that I'm just not going to
Mm.
say. It's a different relation and whatnot. So I don't want my man to replace the significance of a female best friend. So it's just a different type of best friend
So
your
so
mate can be.
so here's how I navigate that space, right? In my own relationship, right? Because my significant other is my best friend. Hello? Put some respect on that. The fuck? So here's how I navigate that space in realm to what you just said, right, Queen? I feel as though, yeah, the way I bust it up and kick it with my best friend, my guy, right? I have those same exact conversations with my lady. It just sounds a bit different, right? So two things can be true. I feel as though a lot of times, again, and I'm gonna get to you in a second, Lise, greetings to you. I feel as though what we do is, we say we want this forever thing. And we have an idea and depiction of what that looks like for us as individuals, right? And then we go all out of our ways to be not compatible and do the things that you want as the end result, right? You want to be in a long-lasting relationship, so show up, dress for the party, right? You want to know your partner, share things so that they can share things, right? Don't be willing to, if you don't be willing to, be willing to give what you demand. You get what I mean? So how can we say we want these things, right? And I'm gonna play the rest of the clip in a moment. But how can we say we want these things from our significant others if we aren't really trying to get to know them? I know a lot of women, a lot of them, that are burdened with the feeling of they can't be themselves with their significant other. They can't. And as a byproduct of can't be yourself with your significant other, that's what comes with that is them feeling as though I can't speak, I can't say, I can't do, I can't be who I innately am. Right?
So, Broadway.
In short, I'm gonna finish right now and give you the floor. In short, sure, I'm not saying if I'm having a conversation with my man like, yo, you saw shorty, she was look. I'm probably not gonna have that same exact conversation with my lady like that, but it's probably gonna sound a little bit different. But the same bottom line, she will get the bottom line point. And here's the caveat: I'm cool with her doing the same on my end. I'm cool with it because I'm secure and I feel a certain sense of comfort in knowing that I'd much rather have you say that to me respectfully than you act on it disrespectfully. But I'm sorry, I'm gonna yield my mic to whichever the queen was that was trying to tap in.
Hey, Broadway, it's Luna. So
All right,
I would say a large
I'm coming to you
problem
next, Lisa.
that it could be, that we can kind of blame that on is I feel like genders, number one, are segregated. It's all like, even growing up from a societal standpoint, it's always men and women, and we're pretty much segregated from one another as far as intermingling with one another. I don't know how many spaces and rooms that I've been in where they ask the questions, can men or women really be platonic friends, right? And a lot of people end up saying no, we can't be platonic friends with the opposite sex. So there is a problem there if you can't be platonic friends and really get to know your person on a personable level without feeling guilty or without being guilted by your partner as you are growing and as you are evolving, then it shies you away from really being able to develop relationships with other people, like it was with the opposite sex anyway. So you have a struggle there. Then when you get into a relationship, most relationships are gotten into and it's based off of functionality, right? Do we fit these roles? And most of these roles are societally driven, right? So it's like, as a man, I do this. As a woman, I do this. So you're doing these things from a role and from a function standpoint, but you still have not had practice in really getting to know someone of the opposite sex from a personable standpoint. So there's going to be struggle there. Oh, nah, you a woman, you aren't supposed to say this stuff. Oh, nah, you a man, you aren't supposed to cry, you aren't supposed to do ABCXYZ. So there's going to be a barrier there because you're not used to letting the opposite sex be a person. So when you finally, like, for me, I encourage platonic relationships, even to my young people. I'm like, yo, develop those relationships. Get to know that girl. Get to know that one. Get to know that boy. See how it really feels like to get to know that person on a personable level, so that you can get over the whole sex thing being a qualifier. Oh no, I can't be friends with this person because I objectify them sexually. Well, then you're going to have a problem in your relationship because you're going to get turned off by certain things when you become when your perspective is based on, I can't open up because I am doing something wrong. I am doing something that I'm programmed that people are telling me are wrong, but everything in me says I should be able to share this. So now I'm at conflict with myself. I'm at war with myself on how I do share with my partner. So I really do believe that's the biggest thing. I think people who have platonic relationships and practice platonic relationships have more healthy compatibility and more success in compatibility with the opposite sex than people that don't. And I'll yield there.
Wow. Hold on. Put some respect on that. Thank you. Before I come up top to Instagram, let me throw it to Sean. Sean, I know you've been sitting back like the Mac. Your army suit is black. But tell me how you feel about the conversation thus far, King.
Man, I think that, yeah, I mean, your relationships really are built on trust. And that's really what it boils down to. It don't matter whether your relationship is platonic with a male or vice versa. I think sometimes, some ways that I used to handle relationships or friendships that are females, if I always would invite and introduce my friend to my significant other first and foremost, so that that boundary is set.
Wake that up.
Wake that up.
And yeah, and so this is the way that you kind of offset some of the thoughts and some of those assumptions that sometimes come into play with the relationships. I also am very candid with my significant other, whether or not I was intimate with that friend or not, so that they also are aware of that. So this
I know
way,
that's right, girl.
if they're aware of it, and we agreed and they understand it, and she's honest about how she feels with it, we don't have complications, and vice versa.
Yeah.
If she got a man that she used to deal with, I don't want to find that out. I want to know that ahead of time, and she should be able to provide that information to me so we can decide. Because then I can also, from a male standpoint, we can look at and see if that man is trying to get slick on something. If he's still trying to play game, you know what I'm saying? Still trying to slip in there, or if he's being respectful to your relationship because he respects their friendship.
Sure.
And if he's not being respectful to their relationship, then he's not being respectful to of the friendship, and there is no real friendship there. And that goes for the women as well. So it's really about setting those boundaries and identifying how and what you can trust in your relationship so that y'all can have success in that.
Wow. Thank you for that, Sean. Thank you for that. Real quick. Allison, put the YouTube link back up, please. Everybody that hasn't RSVP yet to the grand opening to Vanilla Sky's event spaces, hit that link up there and RSVP now. RSVP now. Otherwise, when Allison switch that link, go to that YouTube video. We are streaming live on YouTube, Broadway the Giant, and hit that like button. I'm going back to Instagram. Tap in with me, Lee. So how you feeling, Queen, first and foremost?
Peace, gang. I'm good. How are you?
I'm blessed and highly favored. It feels great to see you. You know, I'm happy. It's been a long time. I shouldn't have left you without a dope move to step two. Step. Hey. Nah, talk to me though, Queen.
You know I go on my hiatus and come back.
I know. But it's good to see you nonetheless. You look healthy, you glowing, you're just radiant. I could, this phone is dark because the battery is dying, but you still got it lit up so well. I'm so confused. Pretty sure this goes against
sunshine, baby. That is sunshine. You know it shines all times of the day.
Wake it up. That's what I'm talking about. So we talking about best friend, significant other. Where do you fall in this? DJ La Bonista, right? She said she pretty much said and woke it up where what she said, I'm into being I want a partner that's suitable, but not somebody that's compatible. Right? She said suitable, she said compatibility, we have to be some sense of compatible, right? But in the grand scheme of things, that's child's play. And I love how she doubled down and woke it up. She like compatibility. I do compatibility with one arm, So how do you feel in regards to that?
Well, first off, I have always been a woman that has had male friends, male best friends at that. And I've never dated any of my male best friends. That feels weird to me. It feels like we're crossing a line. Now, I have most definitely had guys that I dated who we became friends.
Wait. I wouldn't be able to forgive myself if I didn't take this opportunity to ask you this question. But your male best friends, your male friends, did they start off as just being I'm talking about all of them. How many of them started off just being your friend, or how many of them started off with hollering and then you probably pushed them over there to the friend zone and then they just became friends?
We were always platonic friends.
Okay, so none of them never tried to holler? Nothing? Nobody never liked you?
Nobody ever tried to holler at me to my acknowledgement as far as like, hey, I like you, we should try and do this. Like, I'm a flirt and I'm a tease. I'm the kind of person who's really going to tell me to my face if you like me.
I'm going to boo you because hold on. I'm going to boo you. I'm going to boo you, Lise, because you are an amazingly attractive woman. And I think everything you're telling me right now, you're lying to me and the viewership and listenership. One of them best friends was checking for you. You just didn't know about it. Hello? Can we wake it up?
No, I didn't say I didn't know.
You see this lip curled up over here?
Nah, listen to me though, right? Real talk. My most recent best friend during the pandemic. He had a dry spell. He was going through a lot. He was talking about, the next girl that get it. And he would look at me dead in my eyes on FaceTime. Like real shit. Like he was going to give it to me. And I was like, oh, well, damn, bro. I hope, I hope something comes around. Because real talk, like I'm not trying to cross that line with you. Like I'm not going to say I've never had, that was a lie. You're right. I take that back. I take that back, Broadway. You got me.
It's the accountability for me.
You got that. I say never. And never say never, right?
And never say never. Right.
Never say never.
Right. But no, seriously, spinning back to the question I asked you about DJ La Bonista.
The compatibility. Yeah. I feel as if compatibility is one of those things that I gotta agree with her on that. Like, we can do one of those compatibility charts online. There's always that, let's see if our zodiac signs are compatible. And it might say that it isn't. I've actually had some better relationships with people who had said that I was not compatible with than people who I was, like,
compatible with.
97% compatible in this area, 55% compatible in this area, and then we turn around and things don't work out.
Right.
Wait a minute, like we were so similar. Like I felt like you could have been my best friend. You know, I felt like we were building a relationship to that point, but we really do have that many differences that we couldn't come together on that level. So it is what it is.
Listen, I'm about to say something, and I mean it with the utmost respect. The utmost respect. Who told you to turn on the light? You was just laying in your bed. She said her phone died allegedly. She went and did her whole hair, threw a wrap on, let it all out. It wasn't out before. She went and brushed her teeth. Now her teeth is glistening. You use Colgate? Do you use Sensodyne? Do you have dimples? Hello? Everybody, listen. Her name is DJ La Bonista, and she's giving radiance right now on this live. Hello. Hello. It's one of these men need to shoot their shot. God damn it. I'm gonna show y'all her name. Go to my Instagram. I am_Broadway, and you will see if you are single. She's probably not single. So watch out, right? Because she's suitable with her man. They not compatible. So if she's cool, that nigga crazy. You get me? So respectfully, no. But back to you, Queen. So Labanese. So how do you feel? With a lot of the commentary that's coming across the screen from Lacey to what's her name? Luna that was here a second ago, Lamb, Sean, a lot of people, including myself. How do you where you at?
I didn't see any comments, honestly, and I really honestly don't care because
a lot of them are kind of agreeing with you just for keepsake though.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because I'm grown. I'm not a child, so I'll be 39 on Saturday. And I'm also a sign. I'm an earth sign. So I take relationships seriously. I also don't have any male friends because all of my male friends would F me. So I don't.
Some honesty tonight.
So single, I got male friends. But if I'm in a relationship, they're cut off. They know it. Wait. Hold on, Queen. I say the same thing. To some degree, I say the same thing. I'm cool with. Well, I say it a little bit different. Right? But the bottom line is still the bottom line. If I know you was on my body and you was checking for me like that, I'm cool with being friends with you when I'm not in a relationship. But when I'm in a relationship, all that gotta change and I cease fire. But I'm sorry, carry on. I just to hear you say that, just made the hair on the back of my neck stand up. Carry on. No, I just honestly know how men think. Man thinks. And most men want to fuck, okay? So it doesn't mean that they're given that energy. It doesn't mean that they're even saying it. But if you hold friends, and see, I don't have no reason to have guys around, honestly, because I don't smoke weed. I don't drink. I don't do anything to have niggas around at all. The most that I do is watch sports. Now, with sports, I don't even have them around because everybody hates my team. I'm University of Alabama. I'm New Orleans Saints. And so,
all right, we just gonna end your live. We could just push you down, get you out of here. You could go exit stage left.
Roll Tide. But I'm saying that to say, I'm grown. So, again. I look for suitability. I want somebody that not the moon and the stars say I'm aligned with, but yet my spirituality aligns with. Where you can make me better. Where you can make me clean the house better. And you don't even know it. It's just your presence. It's your manliness. It's who you are. The best friendship, that is child's play. Again, I want my female friend. She is my best friend. She is who, like I said, I gave you a real scenario. My real scenario is sometimes you need an outlet to make your foundation work. Just like it takes an army to raise a child. Yep. Not just a mom and a dad.
It's better it be the best friend than it be the best the best man knocking your joint off and keeping your relationship going, right? That's what you're saying, right? You need that extra component to relieve yourself with when it comes to relieve might not be the best choice of words, but you need that best friend to get as an outlet. Thank you. That's what she's saying.
Sweetheart, when's your birthday?
Me?
June 1st. I'm a Gemini. You Gemini, and I'm a Taurimini. So I'm very sensitive, and I'm sure she is too. I am very sensitive, and sometimes my mouth can get me in trouble with my man.
Ooh.
And also, he might do something, and because I'm a submissive, it doesn't mean that I don't want to say something back, but I got to ask God for what I'm going to say to you. So I'd rather go talk to somebody. I'd rather talk to somebody else than start a fight with you in the foundation. Real shit. So I'm sparing you. I'm sparing you by not being your best friend. I'm sparing you.
Just hold on.
I can go to my best friend and be like, girl, let me tell you what this just did. Oh, girl, it wasn't. And then you got to have a real best friend, though. You got to have grown best friends. She'll check me. My best friend, a Leo. She'll check me and be like, girl, you're overthinking. Go above his back and go to sleep. And I'm
okay.
Like,
I just had a conversation with mine this morning. She a Capricorn. Had to check me off the shit because I was in my feelings like, hold up, wait a minute.
Lord.
You're right.
But
you're so right.
A best friend in a relationship should be separate because that's a therapist. I would want my man to also have a therapist. Foundational, it is hard to function two humans because we're so separated with the phones and texts and internet and shit. When two people are actually next to each other, it is hard to get along with people today.
Hey, listen, let me tell you this way, right? I love everything you saying, right? Let's just wake it up and be totally honest. And I love the transparency and accountability that I'm hearing tonight coming from these queens on this Instagram live and on Clubhouse, right? I love it. I love it, right? However, I think it's about understanding and knowing who you are and what you want. To me, it sounds like you young ladies know who you are and exactly what you want, and you're not running away and shying away from that. You don't care who agrees with you, who agrees with you. You don't who disagrees with you. You don't care because you know who you are. And there's a certain amount of peace and tranquility that I'm hearing in the double down and what you guys are offering. Now hear me talk. I'm fine with being my woman best friend because you talking about, okay? I'm fine with coming in the house and cuddling and telling, hey, babe, you know what I did today? Okay? I'm fine with...
That's my man.
I'm fine.
That's my man.
Yeah, I'm fine with that level of transparency, right? And just being totally honest with her so that she knows, operative word, know who she's involved with. Because the last thing I want is for her to question or put a question mark over me and heavy on the dot underneath the question. I don't want her to, I don't want that. So for me, myself and I honestly find refuge in being able to get to know her the same way. Now I'll be transparent. I don't want to be hypocritical. I'll be transparent. There's some things that I toned down as a result of being in a relationship and respecting her, right? There's certain things you have to tone down. I'm not going to be unapologetically way. I'm not going to be Broadway unapologetically. I did that when I was in a relationship. I had my time to do that. Now I'm being this and I'm being, 90%, 100%, 80% me in certain areas and then 30%, 40%, 20% in others. And I'm cool with that because the results and respect that yields by way of her. And if I'm an alpha, right? So I have to show her how I want things to be and expect her to follow my lead. I can't be out here making it a double standard and saying I could do this. And to some extent, I can do certain things. And to others, I can't and she can. So it's an equal balance in regards to the gender roles, so forth and so on, and we know those, and we're okay with those, and we respect those inside of the confines of our space. Give me a second, Instagram. Let me throw it to Clubhouse. Anybody got any commentary? Because I know y'all hear us going. Luna, that yellow in your PTR look like you just want to talk. You got something for us, Luna?
I thank you so much for acknowledging my wardrobe. Appreciate that. No, I mean, you know what? At the end of the day, everybody's going to have their own perspective on that. And I'm just here to, listen to people's views. I think, communication at the end of the day is and feeling safe with your partner is really what it boils down to. Like I said, I definitely want to marry my best friend, but it is a matter of, again, I have more than one best friend. And also it's about knowing your person. I think you hit it Broadway when you said there's different types of tones, language, verbiage that you use when you are discussing things with your significant other, only because you guys are in a romantic relationship. So there's ways of being towards one another that you want to make sure that you're approaching. And that's all about learning your person. As far as your person is concerned, you can say certain things and certain things you can't. Or you can say those things, but you have to word them differently. If it agitates your soul that you have to feel like you have to, re-say things or watch what you say, sometimes it's not the other person. Sometimes it really is you. You really need to just work on your level of communication, because regardless of what relationship you get in, you are going to have these conversations. You're going to have to approach certain things differently. You can't approach everything you can't approach every relationship the same. And so once you really get that and understand that, then you'll be good. But you again have to come back and find someone that you're in that space of compatibility with. So I'm not here to argue. More so just listen. It's just I get a little taken aback sometimes, because most of the times in these clubhouse halls and in these podcasts, you hear more versus battles, like men versus women, not really, okay, let's seek to understand one another. And because we're not seeking to understand one another, it's always a battle of the sexes. I don't want that with my partner. I want someone who is seeking to understand me, who desires to know me, and when you get someone, a male on that level, who's really intentional about that, it's a magical experience. And I'll end there.
Wow. So this is what I want to do. I'm sorry, Clubhouse, tap in, jump off mic. Y'all got something to say, because I'm gonna play this full clip entirely and get you guys' point of view on it entirely. I'm gonna run it back. I'm gonna play it entirely because I want to get you guys' point of view on this. Live on Broadway podcast. Check it out.
Manifest itself. Some people always say, "I want to marry my best friend."
Yeah.
They always say that. Oh, I hope I can find someone. I want to marry my best friend. But they don't talk to their spouse or their significant other.
They don't treat them like their best friend.
Like they're their best friend. You can tell your best friend, "Damn, I saw a girl in the mall, man, I almost jumped on her back." Right? Or,
What
girl.
he would tell me. He would be riding in the car and he'd be like, hey, I need you to take your wife hat off and put your best friend hat on, please, because there was some yoga pants in the gym today that I'd be like,
Yoga Palooza up in there. I'm like,
let me have it.
I'm on the treadmill like, oh Lord, this has got a whole row of Lululemons. Right? But look, the fact that we can have those I'm not trying to be disrespectful.
No, he's never been disrespectful.
Right? And I'm not trying to create an environment where I don't value her as my wife and as a woman, but I want to be able to talk to her about urges. I want her to be able to talk to me about urges, because they exist.
They absolutely do.
If you think that your significant other doesn't have urges, you tripping. And ignoring them
just builds them and builds them and builds them. If you don't create this environment where you can be open and honest with your spouse,
it's going to manifest itself some other way.
Itself. Because really what you realize happens is, like, the moment I had that conversation with them, I was like, oh, I feel better now that I got to talk to you about that.
Think about that.
And we got to have a back and forth about it. And not only that, but it opens the door to, like, okay, well, what can we do to, like, manifest that in our relationship? He won't know that unless I say something. And so you start to do, like, okay, well, if that's the case, we're going to have to go on more date nights, or we're going to have to do more of this. Or I'd be home and he'd show up with a suit on and be like, get dressed. we're going on a date. I'd be like, oh, okay.
People.
Live on Broadway podcast. So as I begin to open this floor up, before I get to final thoughts, I'm gonna ask you guys a simple question based on the back part of what the couples just said. Does suppressed urges open the door for infidelity? Tap in with us, Live on Broadway podcast.
Yes,
Mm.
it does.
Yes.
If you cannot have a conversation about what you've seen, how you felt at the moment about someone else outside of your partner to your partner, your best friend, then you're keeping that to yourself, you're suppressing it, and you're going to invest that time seeking it out with someone else. I truly believe that you being able to be honest about this, it opens up the door to communication, and therefore you can say, "Hey, babe, I felt this way when I saw this. Maybe you can do that, or maybe we can do this, and I'll feel better about it." So it just opens up the door to help enrich the relationship and find out exactly what is lacking, because a lot of times if you have urges for something, it's because you're lacking something within your relationship, right? So in order to communicate that and say, hey, I would like or I would need this done, it would help satisfy the urge.
Wow, talk about it. Appreciate that, Allie. Let's get it from a male's perspective. Carlito.
Hey man, it all depends on the individual, man, because your values supersede all that. So with me, it wouldn't even lead to that. It would just lead to a conversation. Like infidelity is just not in my playbook, so it wouldn't lead to that. More or less, it would sort of enhance our relationship in the form of communication, because I'd have to talk about it, and she would already know that that's how I'm living. So I would expect the same in return. That same level of grace, respect, and forgiveness if we do step out of line mentally, because some people consider just the thought of thinking about somebody else is cheating. So we communicate all that ahead of time. That's probably the key to this whole thing for me.
I love it. I love it. David, how you feel about it, man? Does suppressed urges open the door for cheating?
Nah, man, you gotta have strong willpower. You gotta make big decisions. Suppress urges, but suppress urges. Can you define that?
So you going to the pizza shop. You minding your business. You ain't eat all day. You leaving the office going to pizza shop, right? You go to pizza shop, you order Sicilian, but right before you, the pizza guy puts your pizza in the oven. He comes out, takes out another young lady's pizza and slides it across the counter, right? And he gives her napkins too. The napkins fall on the floor. So she goes down to pick it up as you are putting your money on the counter, and you see something that you like. You get me? And you like, wow. So that's an urge. So you suppress it, right? Too many urges suppressed. Does that lead to infidelity?
Wow. Geez, Louise, I don't have the answer. I'm not like a like a psychologist or a therapist. But that you kind of, when you started talking about pizza and then the woman and everything. I guess it can. But yeah, you got to use discretion, right? Like right. So I'll just land there.
That was a real safe answer. He said, I don't know how to answer this. My lady might be listening. Just keep pimping distress. All right, so tap in with me, Sean. You see, I'm trying to get it from the guys. Tap in with me, Sean. Does suppressed urges lead to infidelity? Sean might be away from his mic. Or if you're speaking, you're mic'd up, Sean. We can't hear you. All right, cool. Let me tap.
Oh, my fault.
All right, there you go.
Okay. So repeat the question, because I'm a little.
That's cool.
I was listening to the answers.
Does suppressed urges lead to infidelity? Or, excuse me, not do. Can suppressed urges lead to infidelity?
I mean, yes and no. Of course they can, but you gotta be disciplined enough to control. Suppress urges come naturally. You
Mm,
know, you might see people that you would have sex with, but you're in a relationship and you choose not to. That's called discipline.
mm.
Discipline, whether it's over your uh 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 lower parts or her lower parts. You have those urges regardless. It's about being disciplined enough and mature enough not to yield to those temptations. You know, if you go biblically, that's the song, yield not to temptation, for yielding is sin. You have those temptations naturally. You are human. You're going to find somebody who's attractive, sometimes even more attractive than your spouse. But you don't jump to that just because you see that or you feel that. You know, there's a lot of celebrities that significant others have attractions to and they share it with them, but they don't just jump into it if they get the opportunity. That's just irresponsible and immature, and but it's very common, and unfortunately, it's very natural and normal now. So,
So,
but absolutely, it leads to that.
so before I throw it to Instagram, right? Interestingly enough, you actually said something that made me think about this whole thing, right? And you said attracted to someone else. Of course, someone else is going to be more attractive than your significant other, right? And I start thinking about, well, what is attraction, right? She might have a fatter ass than my lady, right? She might have bigger boobs than my lady, right? She might have this more than my lady or that more than my lady or whatever, right? But the term attraction, right? I might be physically attracted to her, but I don't know her enough to be attracted to her, right? So I think we got to start differentiating what attraction is. And I'm not saying you, Sean, I'm just saying as a whole, as a collective, men and women alike, right? When we start talking about attraction, right? What are you attracted to the fact that he might have more of a six pack than your man? Your man got a dad bod. You might be
To your
physically.
point, yeah, to your point, that's still attraction. And what got you with that person, and what you value, you appreciate. What you don't value, it depreciates. So
Sure.
if you value whatever it is, whether it's the personality, what you value. If you value looks, then hey, you're going to be bound to always subjected to needing looks to fulfill you. That is shallow, but hey, people are that way. If you're attracted to money, you're gonna be bound to money, and that may be shallow, but people do that. I'm not caring what your attraction is, but somebody's always gonna have something more,
Something more.
regardless.
I love
You
that.
know, they might have more money, and that's what you're attracted to. You now have to feel, is it the money? And then you add those other things, and it gives that balance of why you stay with that person or why you don't yield to those temptations of what's attracting you. Because you understand that there's consequences of what you might lose that are above and beyond, or that money plus that personality plus that consideration that person is giving you gives it a lot more substance than just the money by itself. So they might have $1 and the other person got $5, but the other person with the dollar got $1, but they real considerate and they're
Yeah.
real you know that they're not selfish with that dollar. Whereas that $5 person, yeah, they got that $5, but they selfish. They ain't giving it to you anyway. So so there's a lot of elements that add to that.
Wow. Thank you for that, Sean. Thank you for that, Sean. Lise, big Lise. Put some respect on hers. Talk to me, Queen. Can suppress urges lead to infidelity?
You know, the old school saying, I'm married, but I'm not dead. I think, especially when it comes to the older relationships, which we would see last so much longer than these ones nowadays,
Sure.
they did understand that dynamic. That I am here for this person because I'm attracted to them and everything that they bring to me, everything that they bring out of me. That's what is attractive to me. Now, if I'm sitting here trying to get that from the next person, you lost. you're childish. You're not mature. You are not being a full grown adult because we all have choices that we have to make in life. And in making those choices, we have to decide whether we're going to be grown or still act like a child.
Well, to that, and before we get to the queen adjacent to you, right? I think that, and I said this in another space earlier, where everybody, at hindsight, like when we watch Power or we watch these different shows, everybody has an idea on what you coulda, woulda, shoulda did, right? You ever got into a fight and somebody just punked you and you said, "Yeah, I should have ducked," right? Like it's always easiest to say what you would do outside of the situation, right? Cool. I give grace to that, right? There's other things and other circumstances that we all live under, right? So, and I said this in another space where it's hard to understand the space that someone might be living in if you're the furthest from that space, you know? And not to say that either is right or wrong. Not to say either is right or wrong, but to say, I guess I guess the bottom line of what I'm attempting to say is offering grace, right? But then grace only goes too far, can only go but so far. But I'll yield there, Queen.
So again, as I stated when I started, is I'm a woman of God, and so
I
have never look at a relationship outside different as my character, whether it's a friend, whether it's my job. Everything I do in life is with integrity and loyalty and honesty. And so I want to reference Genesis 6:5. Most people don't understand that the first thought of man was wicked. So just because you have an urge, a lot of people have urges. One of the gentlemen earlier said something about that. But now it's about controlling yourself, self-control. And again, that's where I say I need my best friend to keep me grounded, help me keep me grounded if you got the right best friend. Mm-hmm. And that's where you give grace to your man and understanding that he's a man.
Sure.
He chose me. So why would I want to be in his urgeful business or worry about if he looked at an ass today or worry about if you're having any urges? No, baby, because one thing, a real relationship, I'm a DJ, and when I'm DJing, I ask my boss, am I doing okay? So you don't think when I'm riding it, baby, this feel good?
Hello.
And made it. You need...
Yeah. Hold on 1 second, goddammit.
Second that movie.
Hold on. She's asking because a lot of y'all don't be asking. Y'all just be thinking y'all out here doing what y'all supposed to be doing. Okay? Y'all ain't giving bubblehead. Okay? We'll talk about that another time. But it don't make you my
best friend. It makes you my man. See, that's the difference of what I'm trying to explain. Real women want men that are suitable for them.
Shit, not what I heard. You want him the best friend that put. You know, Jesus.
Nah.
Devil saying I rebuke you in the name of Jesus.
Again.
Hello. I'm my lower half.
They best friends. We not best friends. You my man, and I communicate to you. But
if I'm communicate, I'm communicate something to my best friend. All right. Okay. Turn around and follow directions.
But if people stay alert and grown.
Oh God!
You will understand that why is it so important on the forefront to worry about cheating? If you are doing your job as a man and you are doing your job as a woman, there should be nothing missing nor broken. And Father God, I ask that you continue to put your name in every person's mouth on this live all the time in their relationship. Father God, I ask that you forgive us for what we did last night. But Father, we wake up today, new people, new relationship. Father, we ask that you continue to lead us, Father, I ask that you continue to guide us. Nobody got it all figured out. I hate when women be like, you need to know yourself. You need to work on yourself. We gonna constantly, what you gotta always do is learn. The biggest mistake is when people say, you gotta be healed before you get in a relationship. We all broken and we can all bring our shit to the cross.
She talking. You know I know she talking because I jumped on the same live a few weeks ago and said, I don't want nobody that's healed. I want somebody that's getting it together. Because if you healed, ain't no space for me. Ain't no space for me. You all the way together.
We all can bring our shit to the cross. We all can bring our shit to the cross. So woe on to the man that says, I want a healed, or I need a man that's healed. We are healers within our own souls if you open up yourself and stop being selfish.
Hey, I'm not letting nobody speak after her. Let's be clear. Okay?
But no, cheating should not be the focus. And urges, you're going to have an urge. Shit. You're going to have an urge, but that's why I'm there.
Take this urge away.
You know who you coming home to? You chose me.
Listen, guys. Listen. Bet out there, because she's going off and she's passionate, and I love it. And I echo the same sentiments that she does. And I respect a lot of what you're saying, Queen. Thank you for joining us tonight. Thank you, Lisi, for big energy on Instagram tonight. They holding no punches. Allison, please put the link back up there, please, so everybody can RSVP. Listen, guys, Live on Broadway podcast. I appreciate you guys. Trust me, right? We having a grand opening of our event space, Jersey City, 5,000 square feet. We got the who's who tapping in. Let me say it again. We got DJ Swerve. We got Drewski, DJ. Hot 97's Drewski tapping in. It's gonna be a whole vibe, I promise you. My friend, I can call her my sister, Tahiri Jose tapping in. DJ Nala will be in the room. Y'all playing with it. Jersey City grand opening. Tap in with us. We're being hosted by Atlanta's own, flying up from Atlanta. Demario Andre. Don't play. Live on Broadway podcast. I appreciate you guys. Y'all know what we do here on this platform, and the doors and the respects that we open up for you guys, right? Because at the end of the day, we know we all navigate these spaces of being in relationships, and none of us got all the answers. So together we come together as a village to provide different answers, because respectfully, we all going through something, or we all been through something, and we all coming out of something, or we all run into something. You get what I'm saying? So I appreciate it. RSVP for the grand opening of Vanilla Sky's event spaces. Go to the link in my bio if you're watching us on Instagram. If you tapping in with us on YouTube, go to Vanilla Skies JC as in JerseyCity.com. Vanilla Skies, SKIES, JC.com. Tap in with us. You hear me? Grand opening this Saturday. Get your tickets, and it's going to be a whole vibe. I appreciate everybody tapping in with us. Tonight, episode 609. Y'all know my vibe. Y'all know my body. It's cheaper to be yourself. Be giant. Pool.
Click. Money coming, money going.
Do you have relationship questions you need answered? With spicy topics? DM us at Live on Broadway Podcast. Have music, products, or an ad you want us to run? Email us at Live on Broadway Podcast. Be sure to tap in. Mondays, 7 to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Live on IM_Broadway's Instagram. Clear.